Good morning, students. This is Miss Varinia. Welcome back to the English literature class. Today we shall continue with a new chapter, that is the Blackwood House. This chapter is a short play between two characters, Mr. Cooper, an estate agent, a person whose job involves selling and renting out houses. Another character is Dr. Norton, a person who wants to buy a house. The play goes like this. A doctor wants to buy a house in Overwood, although Mr. Cooper discourages him as the house is believed to be haunted. Let us hear this play whether the house is really haunted and whether the doctor manages to buy it. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Cooper is writing at a table and Dr. Norton walks in. Dr. Norton greets Mr. Cooper. He says he wants to buy a house to live in. Both of them discusses on the price of some houses in Overwood. Dr. Norton asks for a cheaper price of about £2,000, but there are no houses of that price available. Mr. Cooper talks about a Blackwood house in the middle of the town, and that house costs only £1,000. When Dr. Norton asks why that house costs low, Mr. Cooper replies that the house is haunted and nobody wants to buy that house. The house is in a good order, but there are some strange stories about Blackwood house. He says the owner was a woman. She died in the house 2 years ago. She wasn't a happy woman, but she loved Blackwood house. People say that she comes back in the night to visit her old home. She always wore a white dress when she was alive, and people call her a white visitor. Dear children, Mr. Cooper tells this fabricated story or a make-up story to Dr. Norton because he wanted a house himself, but he couldn't afford to buy it as the price of the house was so high. So he waited for the price to come down. He even insists Dr. Norton not to buy a house, but Dr. Norton buys it and lives in there. One night, Mr. Cooper dresses himself in white and visits the house to frighten Dr. Norton. He even says the fearful words like, "Fear is coming to you, fear." But Dr. Norton is aware of him acting as the ghost of the white visitor. He finds out that it is Mr. Cooper who dresses as the white visitor just because he doesn't want Dr. Norton to buy the house. So this is the end of the play. We shall continue with the exercises that I shall be given to you. Thank you. Stay safe.